I'm just a different animal, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't give a fuck. It creates, it just turns, it lets the beast out, you know what I mean?
Welcome back. Got another episode of the W number for you, bro. Got a very special guest here today, bro. His name is Justin McClellan, OKC, bro. Just tell him where you're from and where you grew up.
I'm originally from Whitman, Mass. I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I frequent both places and, yeah, nationwide, baby, you know? Like to travel.
What was it like growing up in Oklahoma?
Well, you know, when the food stamps get sold for drugs and you go in the fridge and there's an empty thing of baking soda and that's all you have to eat, like, you gotta make something out of it, you know what I mean? Like, no, but all jokes aside, it was kind of rough growing up, but I don't like to play the poor, pitiful me card, so, you know, we go through struggles and that makes us who we are, and, you know, like, you live and learn, you go through shit, it is either gonna break you or make you, man. You gotta choose where you wanna go with it, you know, so.
Yeah. What was little Justin like?
Little Justin was very difficult for my mother, you know, because at a young age, I don't know if I forget, did I get dropped on my head? Something happened, I don't know, but I was crazy, you know, like, I'd tip the refrigerator over, I'd have mental health fucking spaz out. No, like, you know, at a very young age, I started doing drugs and everything. Where's the camera at?
Right here.
Oh, where am I supposed to look?
No, you look right into the camera, bro. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, so, no. Okay, let's get serious. My childhood was not the best, you know what I mean? We were poor. My father passed away when I was 1, so I never had, like, that dad or male role model to, like, teach me how to be a man, teach me how to fight, all this stuff. Like, I've had to learn everything the hard way. Like, it was like, you know, I went to like 14 different schools by the time I was in the 9th grade, and then I didn't finish the 9th grade because I was homeless and I had to go work so I could take care of myself, you know what I mean?
So you were 9 years old when you were homeless?
I was, there was some times in there, but when I was like officially on my own, I was around 16. That's the last time I lived with my mother, and then, yeah.
What was it like being homeless on the streets as a kid?
Well, naturally we adapt, and I had a crew of friends that I ran with. I did roofing with them. I worked with them, you know, like got in a lot of trouble together, and that's where I looked to find my guidance, which was like the totally wrong place to look, you know?
What kind of guidance was that?
Just guidance as far as like camaraderie and like people that I could look up to, but you know, like now I realize like it was all the wrong people, you know what I mean? They didn't give a shit about me, hand me a gun and tell me to go do this or whatever, like, and fucking I called those people my friends, but when I look back, like they weren't my friends, you know what I mean? Like a real friend will try to steer you in the right direction, teach you wisdom that's gonna help you better your life, not just, oh, go do this or go do that because they're too much of a bitch to do it themselves, you know what I mean? Like,
but was there gangs? Like, were you running with a gang or you just had like just friends?
I've never ran with a gang. I'm a lone soldier. I believe in standing on my own 2 feet. That's why I keep the circle of friends I do, because we all have the same moral code and beliefs.
What's that moral code? What's those beliefs?
Stand up for yourself and what you believe in, and stand up for your people, you know what I mean? Like always try to do the next right thing, you know, like whether that's beating somebody up on the block because they didn't pay some money that they had, but they would rather go and give it to somebody else for drugs or something instead of paying you when you gave them something to eat, you know what I mean? Like it's just, you know, like it's kind of like for us maybe common sense just being a good dude, but like don't mistake, I'm fucking the furthest thing from perfect. I've made so many mistakes. I've hurt people that are close to me that I love with all my heart. And like, you know.
As we all have. But,
Yeah.
so listen, man, when you were a kid, I know you had spoken a lot about cooking meth and in the meth trade and shit like that out there. So what's that like? What's that scene like out there, bro?
Smurfing, man, smurfing. I lived that life, the dope game, you know. We cooked, we sold, we traded, it's like, once I learned how to do that, it was just a wrap, because like I always had product. It was free for me to make pretty much. And then I had money and I had like places to stay because I'd give people shit. And as soon as it was gone, I had nowhere to stay, because that's what it's all about, you know? That's what they cared about.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, it was just like, I didn't have it the worst. There's a lot of good. It just takes some time for me to think about those times.
Word, bro.
They're sprinkled in there, but it's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the one to use that as a crutch on why my life's fucked up, blame it on everybody else, not take responsibility. Nah, bro. I have lived enough life to learn this shit, and it would be insanity for me to keep doing the same thing over and over, thinking that I'm gonna get anywhere other than where I've already been. Right. Prison. What's next? Death?
That's exactly what's next. Fact. And speaking of death, what's been your experience with death growing up and as an adult?
I had a lot of my family is dead. My father died when I was 1. Seeing people fucking stretched out, you know what I mean? Like, when I was a kid, living in those projects in Oklahoma, man, I seen some shit as a young kid, and maybe it made it like normal for me. You know what I mean?
So what was the projects like in Oklahoma?
They're pretty much like any other projects. You have fucking drugs, guns, violence, crime. It's tough because most of the people are addicts, so the kids suffer. We didn't have shit, you know what I mean? Like, so we would go and try to get shit, you know what I mean? So as a kid, I'd break into apartments, steal, I think it was Pokemon back then, but Pokemon cards, trade them at the, like I was 8 years old when I was doing that, breaking into, so I started kind of early.
Yeah.
With drugs too.
So was there a lot of guns and violence and shit? Did you witness any type of things like that?
Yeah, man, there was a lot. There was a lot of bullshit, like, I mean, I was on a roof for 4 days and 4 nights with a fucking 9mm rifle, just like on drugs, bro, ready to shoot law enforcement agents that weren't even there. You know what I mean? Like,
that's wild, bro.
But if they were there, like, I might not even be doing this interview right now, because that would have been my life. And I thought a change in geography would fix everything. I thought if I left Oklahoma and came up here, yeah, granted, it might have saved me some time down there, but I came up here and ended up doing time anyways. Like, all my 20s are gone. I didn't go to college. I didn't get to experience that whole scene. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it wasn't real. It was hard, bro. It was hard. But all that made me who I am today, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't lose, I win or I learn, bro,
Tell me a story about when you were a kid, bro, driving around with the guns and stuff like that.
So it was a Friday, we got paid, I was working for Seal Right Contractors, I was doing the linoleum tile, like this, and me and my boy, we had like 5 guns, and we were going to go to Arkansas to his family's house, and we were just going to shoot the guns and play in the country like country people do, except we're coming from the city, you know what I mean? So anyways, so I took like a handful of Xanax, and I was drinking a bunch of beer, and I actually forgot how to swim that day, bro. I jumped off a rope swing.
How do you forget how to swim?
That's what the fuck I'm saying, bro. I jumped off the rope swing. I landed in the thing. I just remember going under the water, and I'm like trying to get back up. I was so fucking, I couldn't. So I forgot how to swim. But somehow I got back to the shore, and I seen these girls up the street, and I'm like, oh, hey, beautiful, what's going on? So I went down there talking to them, and of course they all had boyfriends, and they were like right there, but I didn't give a fuck, because that's what drugs do to me. It makes me a different person. When I'm sober, that's the person I want to be, because that's when all my good qualities come out. When I'm not sober, it's like I'm just a different animal, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't give a fuck. It lets the beast out, you know what I mean? It's like, it's bad, bro. It's
How
bad.
old were you when you started getting high?
So I was 10 years old. My first drug was Xanax, and after that was weed, and, you know, by 13 I was doing crystal meth, crack, coke, you name it, I've done it, bro, at a very young age, which naturally stopped the development of my brain. So, like, yeah, I just, you know what I mean? Like, I was the type of kid, I was like, I always wanted to try new things. Oh, what does that make you feel like? What is that gonna do? What is that? So, like, yeah, bro, I just tried anything. Just maybe at that age I was trying to cope, but I didn't realize it. I was just having fun as a 10-year-old. Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah. Getting beamed out, getting drunk. My mom punching me in the face, trying to wake me up.
Damn.
Fell over the doggy gate, landed on a pile of glass, knocked the junk drawer over. Like, it's just so many stories, bro. Like,
So how did growing up like that affect you and create the man I know today?
so it affected me in a lot of ways, like, some good, some bad, you know what I mean? Like, doing drugs at an early age, that young, set me up for a whole lifetime of trying to chase that same feeling of feeling good or feeling normal or whatever, or
So-called normal.
getting rid of the pain. Yeah, like, little did I know it was just stuffing it deep down in, and I would become a fucking maniac that one little thing could let all that out.
Right.
And it might be on somebody who don't deserve it. Like, it's nothing you did. It's the fact that I bottled this shit up and it just happened to come out. You know what I mean? And it's like, but that's how I'm a good person for all this time. I bottle it up, but that's not good. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not getting it off. Like, so it doesn't work, you know, like, but I learned a lot of coping skills in prison, but it's like working out. If you're not doing it, you lose it, and then you have to practice it, bro. And when I came home, I thought I was all the way good, bro. I thought I had everything under control, but little did I know I didn't have shit under control. And I had to torture myself again, because I don't know if it's because I'm scared of doing good, or if I know I'm so strong that I can deal with anything, but I put my own self through hell.
Word.
And I continue to do it because it's not that I don't know better coping skills. Maybe it's just a moment in time where I don't care enough to actually do the work. But then I'm not happy with the results.
Yeah.
So you would think, just like, okay, if this ain't working and you don't want to do, then try something different. But, like, how does somebody who's been on drugs their whole life, and that's what's made them okay and happy, how does somebody stop a lifetime from 10 years old of coping mechanisms, negative coping skills? How does someone just switch? It doesn't. It's not magic. Like, yeah, we learned some shit. They didn't have fucking nearly enough programs or anything up there. You know what I mean? They didn't really try to help us. Like, if anything, the shit that we got help with, we helped ourselves, because we reached out, we did the work. Like, yeah, man.
How long did you end up doing in prison?
So I got a 6 to 8. I ended up doing 7.5, maybe a little over 7.5. I don't know, it was close to all the time, because I didn't get a lot of good time in there, because...
Did you do it all in the max?
Yeah, I went from Walpole to the max, and then I never left there.
Did you ever get in any fights in prison? Now, I know this, but they don't know this, so explain what happened in prison.
Well,
How did you go through?
So, there's two types of people in prison. There's wolves and there's sheep. What are you going to be? You're going to be a victim, or you're going to be a man and stand up for yourself? Me personally, I feel like, yeah, bro. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm not going to lay down for nobody. I'm not going to fucking take nothing from nobody, you know what I mean? I'm respectful to everybody, so that's what I get back. And when I don't get that back, I might let shit slide, bro. I'm a good dude. I might fucking let it slide once or twice, but I'm gonna have it in my head like, you're all set.
What happened on Thanksgiving?
I crushed this kid, fucking some lame that told on the whole unit because he was mad he was getting put in his cell. So like a little kid, they're out and they're out. But he don't realize he just told on the whole unit because dudes ain't supposed to be out. So
we're all drinking and shit.
Yeah, we're all having a great Thanksgiving, and this kid fucking ruined a lot of people's Thanksgiving. So I'm like, hey, something needs to happen to this kid. The consensus was, if they want it done, let them do it themselves. And that's not politically correct because there's rules to this shit. So I said, no, nobody else is gonna do it. It's a white dude. The white dudes handle the white dudes, and fucking that's what it is. So
what was it like leaving the max to the streets?
Well, it was challenging because like out in there, I got in over 20 fights in there, or around 20. And I didn't give a fuck. You know, I went to the hole, I did 2 years in DDU. I had 3 DDUs, one was suspended time. Then I ended up catching another one, getting a few months over there, but then I did 2 years over there. That place sucked, but I adapted and ended up liking it. So, that's weird, right?
Yeah.
How's someone happy in prison? And we're fucking chilling. Because we're meant to adapt, you know what I mean? Like, that's what we do. Shortcomings, you gotta overcome it. No,
that's what she said.
So, yeah, bro, I got into a lot of trouble in the max, and it was just over dumb shit. Some of it was dumb shit. Some of it, I didn't have to do none of it. I could have minded my fucking business and just done my own thing, you know what I mean? But like, I feel like there's a lot of good people up there, Matthew being one of them, like, and there's plenty of other guys that are good dudes up there. I feel like if we all are similar and like our circle, we have to live here, why not make it a decent place? So no, we don't live with sex offenders and we don't live with rats. We beat them up, we take them off the unit. Like, it's just prison politics, bro, you know what I mean? But like, you know, we could have stayed out of that shit.
Yeah, we could have.
But
I always think back on it and like, what would I do differently in my bid that could have changed the way I am, like, as I got out to prepare me better. And I really don't see anything that I could have done, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to like programs and stuff that they offer you there, it's like nothing, man.
Well,
nothing.
This is the reality of it, bro. If someone tests you and you walk away,
You're a bitch.
You're a bitch. And you're not just gonna have to fight once. You're gonna have to fight all the other motherfuckers that know that you're a bitch.
Right.
So it's better to just stand the fuck up like a man. That's what, since the beginning of history, that's what men have been, is like the protectors, the providers, yada, 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 but like warriors, you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, I've been fighting my whole life, mentally, emotionally, physically, fighting to survive the fucking bullshit that I've been through, fighting to not give up, fighting to be a good dude, fighting, everything's a fight. You know, even as swimmers, we had to fight.
You're stupid, bro.
Somebody came, picked me up, drove me back up there, and I was only out for like a few months, and I caught the 8 years. So I had a little, you know, the 2.5, couple months, and then the 8 years. And fucking now I've been out, the longest I've ever been out in my life has been this 1.5 years. Since I've been out, I've went through all kinds of fucking trouble. Like, I have an amazing girl. I just had a beautiful baby. I got my own place. I have a good job. I had a truck. I blew the engine in it because I like to drive fucking...
Yo, he's wild in a car, bro. He's a dangerous weapon.
Yeah.
Dangerous to society, dude, for real. Don't give this man a car. If you're watching, don't give him a license. No, I'm just playing with you, bro. Give my man a license, bro. He needs a car. Yeah. Someone out there needs to die.
I already got the license. I actually accomplished a fucking shitload of stuff right when I got out. So I came out of the gate strong. I had it all in my head what to do. But then I got complacent and I wasn't really doing the work. I wasn't going to meetings. You know, I wasn't doing step work. I didn't get a sponsor. I'm Superman. Yeah, man. So when I came home, I got in a lot of shit. I got in a fight at the laundromat.
With all my laundry in the fucking...
With all his laundry in there. I saved the laundry though. I feel like if I would have lost, he would have lost the clothes. I was fighting for his clothes. I'm like, you ain't gonna take my man's shit, bud. This tough guy just called me out. And see, this is the thing, like, I can walk away, but like, there's certain times where you don't walk away, you know what I mean? And like, I was trying to walk away and be the bigger man, but he just pushed and pushed, so he got what he wanted.
Word.
He fell on top of me, he smacked my head off the ground, and then I got on top and I did it 3 more times to him, because, you know, you gotta give it back a couple times extra. But the moral of the story is like, I fucking learned how to be violent. I learned how to be aggressive. I learned how to use certain things to survive or get what I want, you know what I mean? And that was way before I ever went to prison. I was like that at 10 years old because of drugs and being crazy, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, dude, I had no coping skills from out here.
You could go back, right? If you could go all the way back in your childhood and change something, what would you change?
Really not a fucking thing, bro. You know why? Because
With no regrets, right?
Bro, I wouldn't change a thing, because if ripple effect, everything happens for a reason in this universe. The lion eats the gazelle. The gazelle died, but the cubs got fed. So like all that fucking trouble that I went through, like I wouldn't be the same person. I wouldn't have the same core beliefs. I wouldn't have the same mindset. I might not even be a good dude. Who knows? Like I could be a scumbag robbing dudes through the toilet like somebody else. I don't know, man. But like really the goal is to grow, get better every fucking day. Again, fight to be better. Like, you know what I mean? Like I go through moments where I don't give a fuck, and that's when it's dangerous for me, because when I get like that, I literally don't care about going to jail. I don't care about dying. You know, I barely care about that shit anyways. Never mind when I'm going through a spell of not giving a fuck. Like, you know, it's just like, but I've always been like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck it. Like, what can you do to me, bro? Like, fuck it. I don't care. Now I'm older and I care. I care about my future. Like, I care about my kids' future. Like, you know, it's like time to grow the fuck up. Like, none of this shit is cool. None of this shit is fucking gangster. Like, what's gangster about sitting in a fucking one cell for 2 years, getting stripped, shackled, and fucking brought out to a cage with no human contact, where the COs are treating you like shit? At least the ones that don't know any better treat you like shit. Which, you know, they have to learn the hard way too, just like the rest of us. But yeah, dude, it just like, but that shit, you know, I look back and it went by like that. If anything, it made me worse. I was more violent when I came out of prison.
Fact.
Now, I don't worry about cops getting behind me or seeing me, because it's like, fuck you, what are you gonna do to me? Send me to the max? I already been there. What's next? Like, but like, when I'm being good because I want better for myself and I want to be better to the people I care about. I'm not being good because I'm scared of some law or this or that. Like, no, I'm being good because I genuinely want to be. I have an image in my head of what a good person is, and I try every day to meet that standard, and I'm hard on myself, bro. Nobody can criticize me or beat me up more than I can beat myself up. Because everything you've seen that you don't like about me, I've already fucking seen it years ago and don't like it. And you know what I mean? We just have to try to get better every day, bro. Like,
what's your view on why so many people watch nonsense on YouTube rather than real ass shit like this, bro?
They haven't had the same experiences in life. They've had their own different experiences, which gives them their own thought process and core beliefs and all that shit. So like, they have a different mindset. They might have different interests. They're not really worried. Like, there's good motherfuckers that shouldn't be in there that are in there. There's good people in there that are being tortured by COs, like, that don't deserve to be in there, bro. Like, and it's sad, you know what I mean? But they'll let sex offenders out left and right. They'll let them right out so they can go touch another kid.
Word, that guy got out $500 bail, raped a 13-year-old girl or something, 9-year-old girl or something like that, and got out with $500 bail.
You know what I did to get 8 years? I beat a guy up for abusing 2 women that were friends of my family. I punched him in the face one time, broke his shit. He lied, said I had a knife. I did take money from him, but didn't have a knife. So that's armed robbery right there. You know, holds 20 or whatever the fuck it is. But like, you know, I got 8 years, took it on the chin. You know what I mean? Like, I make my bed, I lie on it, bro. I'm not complaining. Like, life is really good. Humans judge life as good and bad. Things are good and bad. They're not good or bad. They just are.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like, of course, we're still gonna do that because we are human. We're gonna be like, oh, that sucks, or whatever. But you just gotta let it flow, man. Let shit happen. Like, you have to go through what you're supposed to go through to end up where. I don't know where I'm gonna end up. I have an idea where I want to end up, and I'm gonna try to, you know, set short-term goals that lead to my long-term goals, and I'm gonna try to grow every fucking day and better myself.
Yo, I needed that too,
bro.
That what you just said, that you have to go through what you have to go through in order to get where you're supposed to be. And like, I've been stressing over these views and like, you know, people choosing to watch, you know, a certain dude that I'm not gonna say because I'm just not here for that, but 100,000 views in 5 hours, and it's like total nonsense. But whereas we're talking about real shit, doing real shit, we are real shit. Not shit as in like a turd, but we're real motherfuckers. We're real motherfuckers, bro. And this is where you're gonna get the raw deal, bro. This is where you're gonna hear the real shit, the people that were really in the mud, really doing this, bro, really living this life, dude. You know what I mean?
I was in the streets at 15 years old carrying guns, bro. I was fucking, I've been shot at. I've done this, that, the third, doesn't matter. I was in the trap house cooking meth. I was fucking, I have grown up and lived a certain lifestyle that I didn't fucking ask for. I was put in at a young age, and like, as far as being a product of your environment, but that's not an excuse, because my sister, God love her, grew up,
It's fucking alright. It's all meant to be, dude. This is all meant to happen. Yo, so I'm glad you guys got a chance to listen to my friend here today, bro. I'm gonna have him back for a part 2 so we can get into his life on my laptop and do a legit, full, badass interview. And he's got stories for days, and I just can't wait to get this in, bro. You guys are gonna love this one, and I know you're gonna love the next one, bro. So W number out.